Okay, so I don't know if you've seen the video that's going around, and it's about a woman, a black lady, and she's like, oh my gosh, me and my friends went out and nobody was like trying to get at us. Nobody showed interest, nobody anything. And a guy duetted it or stitched it, and he actually said, well, look what you women have done. Like, this is what you wanted, correct? So I want to piggyback off of that. Ladies, y'all, not all of y'all, but you guys wanted this whole, oh, leave us alone. You guys are perverts. You guys are weirdos. Like, we hate men thing. You guys are on this bandwagon to like, you hate men. What is the goal of this? What is the point of this? Because you know what you guys are doing? You're ruining it for the women who do want to be approached. You're ruining it for the women who are shy and do want that guy to come up to them. Does that make sense? And you're also ruining it for the guys who are great guys, have great intentions. Maybe they're just nervous when they come up to you, so they're shy and like anxious, and you take that as them being a pervert or weirdo. Where does this lead up to?
We know where it leads up to. It leads up to basically, if you're a creep, which is a guy in the bottom 20%, then you go to jail, right? For approaching a girl. But if you're not a creep, if you're Chad, then guess what? Then girls give you everything. That's what it's leading up to. It's leading up to laws that are going to reinforce this. By the way, let's do a red flag check. Giant chest tattoo, giant neck tattoo, spaces in the ears, fake hair, lots of makeup, and overweight. I mean, you make your own conclusion. So, but she's right. Men are actually listening to women who say, don't approach us. And the truth is, before, a very commonplace for people to find each other was at work. You know, like men would literally hit on girls at work and all that. Nope, that's gone. Men used to cold approach. They used to talk to girls in public. No, that's gone. That's supposedly the H word. So now men are only allowed, in quotes, to do it online, right? But online, only the top 20, but now it's more like the top 10 to 5% of men get chosen. So literally that leaves 90% of men as totally invisible, unable to get laid. And what do you think that does to society? Do you think that stabilizes it or destabilizes it? I mean, that describes 2022 in a nutshell.
Like, I honestly want to know what the whole point of this is, because at this point, it's going to come to nobody wants to come up to you, nobody's going to talk to you, nobody's going to try with you, and everybody's going to be thinking, damn, he's not interested in me. So ladies,
that's right.
You guys wanted men to back down from it, so are you guys going to step up to the plate? Are you?
No, they're not. It's just going to be Chatty. Chatty XL is going to step up to the plate and no other guys. And we're going to have like giant swaths of the population just walking away. And is it, like, again, is it any surprise that men are walking away from modern society? That they're choosing not to date, that they're choosing not to marry, that they're choosing not to have children? Is it any surprise? Because the girls are asking for more, but the average man gets less. Like, nowadays, if you're an average man and you want to get a girl, the average girl has an encounter of like 10. So you're number 11 and she's already been alpha widowed. Like, why would you ever even get into a serious relationship with a girl like that? You wouldn't. You would also just pass her back and throw her back to the streets, right? And so all these girls who are choosing to be for the streets, what they're doing is they're destroying themselves, but more importantly, they're destroying their own culture and civilization. So thank you to whoever promoted womanism, because it has literally been the most detrimental thing to women since, like, the Mongols, I guess. You know, if you know anything about history, the Mongol invasions from the east going west, yeah, they weren't the best thing for the Europeans.
You guys gonna start asking guys out? No. Are you guys gonna start going up to dudes and saying, hey, let me take you out to dinner? How about you come over to my place at 8 o'clock and I'll have dinner made for you? What's your favorite food to eat? I'll make it for you. I highly doubt that's gonna happen, but my whole point of this is I'm not understanding the whole I hate men movement, because in the end, what does this do for us? Especially like if you have kids and you have sons, you're teaching your sons to hate men because you hate men? I don't get that. Like,
that's a classic as well. So single mothers, what they do is, because they have a vendetta against the man that they had children with, even though they chose to have children with him and gave him the highest honor that you can give a man, which is to literally reproduce his genes. she then teaches his children. She turns the children against him, right? And that's a very common thing to happen in 2022, which is why I don't recommend that you have children or that you get married in the West, or cohabitate. Don't do it. Hello and welcome to the Helios blog. My name is Helios. I'm here for another reaction video. If you are new to the channel, liking the content, please hit the sub, hit all for notifications. If you agree or disagree with my commentary, that's what the comment box is for. Use it. And if you'd like to support me, I do have a Patreon with exclusive content. You can find it at patreon.com/theheliosblog. You can subscribe to any tier. Any level of support is appreciated. All right, let's continue.
Can somebody like explain this to me? Because I really don't get how this is all working out in anybody's favor. Because I feel bad for all the good guys that are out there, and then I feel bad for the women who are very shy and want a guy to approach them, but now there's guys not approaching them because of women who have ruined this whole little thing.
The loudest voices are heard the most, the loudest voices are the most listened to, and guess what? Those loudest voices are ruining it for everyone.
When you're with your sugar daddy and you see your man with another...
Yeah, so again, what's the idea there? The idea is be promiscuous, follow your dualistic mating strategy, just sleep around and have another man pay your bills. Like it's guys, it's nuts. Like, but here is the dualistic mating strategy if you've never heard of it. Okay, so what girls want is Prince Charming, right? So they want a guy with a ton of money, who's charismatic, who's charming, who's attractive, who's handsome. That's what they want, right? But most women are not able to get that. So what they do is they have one man for provisioning, one man for money, and they have one man for bedroom fun. Sometimes these girls in 2022, they don't do that. They have like 10 men. So they have like, 5 men for bedroom fun and 5 men to be the shoulder to cry on when those 5 men that they're sleeping with all at the same time, when those men don't take them seriously, pass around, etc. And they use these other 5 men for taxi cab services, moving the furniture, being a shoulder to cry on, talking, giving attention, free restaurants, etc. And those 5 loser men, in her eyes, because again, men are valuable. It's just, again, these girls see the bottom 80% of men as invisible, even though they literally provide value to the world, whereas these girls are just sleeping around. So those men are just used, and then they get a beautiful chance at a marriage when she's 28 to 35 years old, alpha widowed multiple times, sometimes has children, and is totally unable to pair bond. So what a great prize. So again, is it any surprise that some men, many men, are, they're waking up to this and they're like, no, I don't want to get married, I don't want to cohabitate, I don't want to have children, like, screw that. I'm going to stack my cash, I'm going to build my muscles, and you can screw off. And again, is it any surprise? All right, let's continue.
My man don't ever have to worry about reading the bill, because I read it to him. Babe, it's 91.30.
So funny. Girls attempted humor, put it on TikTok. Everybody's laughing. The 500,000 girls liking this video are all like, you go queen, you use your man for his money, you etc., right? And then what's this girl gonna do? She's gonna go off to the side and she's going to sleep with another man who she finds to be more attractive while using this guy for his money, right? Like, again, the disrespectful behavior that girls like this do is just very telling of the other behaviors in their life, right? I'll bet if you look at this girl's history, she has, multiple posts on TikTok about, this kind of, like using men's stuff. She has pictures of herself on Instagram, etc., right? Like, and again, like, these are the sort of behaviors that are destructive for society, right? So again, girls, if you want to get married, if you want to have children, you can't be doing this disrespectful stuff to men. This is a highly disrespectful TikTok, right? Like, she thinks it's a joke, but what she's actually showing, what she's actually implying, is disdain for her man. You can't be doing that and have a good relationship. Out of all the Hispanics I could have married, I ended up with a no sabo kid.
That looks good.
Hey, finish it up actually
Finish
for
it
me.
up?
Yeah, finish cooking it up.
do
I
I
gotta go
do?
change it. Salt the chicken.
What does
Make
salted
sure-
chicken mean?
Hey, Francisco, put salt on the
Where's the
chicken.
salt?
It's right there, that pink salt.
What kind of white is this? What happened to the little yellow lady with the umbrella?
Shut the up. Put the salt on the chicken. Make sure that it's cooked all the way through.
How do I know it's cooked all the way through?
What the are you serious? You don't know how to cook chicken?
No, I don't know how to cook chicken,
What
Tina.
the you always like my mama this, my mama that. She never teach you how to cook chicken?
No,
And why?
because she told me to marry someone that knows how to cook, Tina.
Motherfucker.
What?
Happens if I'm not around?
Well, then I'll go find somebody else that knows how to cook.
You
Wow.
stupid. Oh, you ain't good for shit. Swear to God. I swear to God. Cook that chicken and
I'm
shut
good
up.
for a lot of other things. Tina, I just don't know how to cook. Doesn't mean you gotta get mad at me because I don't know how to cook.
You don't know how to do shit.
Yes, I do.
This literally describes what an equal relationship looks like. So equal relationships look like the following. The girl does as little as possible and the guy does as much as possible. That's what equal relationships look like. Supposedly that's equal, right? So here is what you need to do as a man, okay? Let me give you the list, okay? If you're an average man and you want to get married in 2022, are you ready? Okay. You have to have a full-time job that makes, you know, at least $50,000 a year, okay? You need a car. You need a house. You also need to know how to cook, clean, do laundry. Basically, you need to be an entirely independent being. And then when the girl comes in, you need to do all of this stuff for her. She's just there. She's just there to extract. And then she'll complain you don't make enough salary. She'll complain your cooking isn't good enough. She'll complain that you're not washing the dishes right, that you're not, washing the clothes right, that you're not folding the clothes right, that you don't know how to iron properly, etc. Instead of doing what she's supposed to be doing, which is doing a feminine role, while you focus on your masculine role, which is being a good protector and provider, she's going to complain that you're not doing both the man and the woman's roles good enough. And that is why so many men are walking away. Because what it used to be like, what the world used to be like, how women used to behave like, that's gone. And the genie's not going back in the bottle. The world's not going to go back to the 1950s. It's not going to go back to before the 1950s. No, it's going to continue this way. And in fact, it's more exploitative than this. Because once you've decided to marry that girl who you have to do everything for, and she complains and nags and whatever, once you've done all that, she can then cheat on you in your own bed. And you lose half your shit, you lose your house, and she can even turn your children against you. And you don't even know if the children are yours. Although in many countries you can do a paternity test. In some Western countries, paternity tests are illegal. So, again, imagine being in such a situation. Imagine that. That is modern 2022 dating. And I'm not surprised about any man that chooses not to date in such an environment. Because again, this is the fall of the Roman Empire. Guys, expect a bachelor tax in the future. It's coming. All right, let's read our article here. 7 ways that women manipulate men. There are many tactics used by women in order to manipulate and ultimately hurt men. Many of these are common phrases you've heard growing up. Hilariously, or maybe sadly, these snippets are manipulation used to get men to serve female primary goals. Let me explain what I'm talking about and how you can avoid it by being informed. Okay, so number 1 is let's just be friends. Yeah, look at the expression of this guy here. Let's just be friends is a very common manipulation tool. Do not be fooled. The friend zone is terrible for men. You'll have to do all the things that a boyfriend does for a girl without any of the bedroom fun. Your priority in your life as a man is yourself. Why would you ever devote your time to a woman who's going to manipulate you into doing things for her without getting anything in return? It's ridiculous. And many, many girls, they say that you're a nice guy, in quotes, if you're like that, right? If you expect something in return for the stuff that you've provided for a girl, then you are a bad man. You're a quote-unquote nice guy. Nice guys are like, I bought you dinner, now it's time to have bedroom fun, right? And the girl's like, no, we can't be doing that because that's transactional, and I'm not interested in transactional, even though all relationships are transactional. They just don't want you to say it, right? Anyway. Number 2, he's just a friend. Men, I want you to implant one important concept directly into your brain. There is no such thing as a male friend for a woman. All male friends want to sleep with her. Do not let a woman manipulate you into thinking she has male friends. Get her to cut all her male friends out of her life. And if she refuses, see it for the manipulation that it is and leave. At the first sign of trouble, she would have slept with one of them anyway. Or, you know, they're the kind of, like, the male friends, here's what they do. She has one argument with you, and the guys are like, you can do so much better. You're better than that. You're a queen. You're a boss. But really what they're trying to do is they're trying to get her to sleep with them, right? Number 3, you're amazing just the way you are. If a woman ever tells you that you're amazing just the way you are, there's a serious problem. It's a manipulation tactic to get you to stay the same. And what do you mean that's a manipulation tactic? Staying the same? I'm an awesome guy. Right, but here's the thing, guys. In life, because of entropy, if you stay the same, you actually decay, you actually go down. You must always be improving, because if you're not improving, you're actually decaying. Women only use this phrase, by the way, stay just the way you are, if you're a perfect servant to the female imperative. If you ever hear this, it means there are several fundamental things wrong with your behaviors, and likely those have always been the reason that your relationships have died. That is your warning sign. Number 4, you're such a nice guy, you'll have no problem finding a girlfriend. If a woman ever calls you a nice guy, it's another manipulation tactic. Nice guy is a universal signal. All women in the area will flock to you and start extracting free value. You're the loser that gives his value and capabilities away for free. Do not be manipulated by this expression. Again, hearing this one signals that there are some serious problems with your abilities to set boundaries with people. You'll likely never have led a relationship in your life. Number 5, buy me dinner, you might have a shot. More than 90% of women have gone to dates with men they would never sleep with. If a woman hits you with the why don't you buy me dinner first, it is manipulation. A woman who is truly interested in you would not try to suck value out of you first. She would recognize and respect your value and very likely get on your program. Women that use lines like this are fishing for Johns. These are men who will give their time, attention, and money away for nothing. They're useful marks, useful idiots. Women never sleep with these men. They just steal the dinner and go sleep with some other guy. Don't be fooled. Number 6, bait and switch. Many women operate on the concept of bait and switch. They listen to what you say you want and show you those behaviors. The instant they feel they have you, they retract all the behaviors you like. And they hold those behaviors as hostage to get compliance. These women operate on the sunk cost fallacy. They believe that since you've spent so much time with them and you enjoy the bedroom fun, even though her behavior has changed, you'll stick around. Do not be fooled. You should immediately punish behavior like this by leaving the girl. She should want to be well behaved for you because you're a man deserving of respect. If she would be so disrespectful as to fake good behavior just to try and snag you, she should be cut loose. Number 7, gaslighting. Luckily, not all women use the gaslighting tactic, but this one is very insidious. They deny reality. Women who gaslight will do something egregiously bad, and then when confronted will call you crazy or say it never happened. Gaslighting is very often used by women with BPD, like Amber Heard, and causes serious psychological harm. If you even see a whiff of this, run. The woman is not one you want to deal with seriously. In fact, I wouldn't deal with her at all. Alright, back to the video.
My husband requested hot dogs for dinner, so he's getting carrots. Season and cook your carrots. Mustard and ketchup. A delicious vegan hot dog.
Wow. So if the guy asks for something, you give him something else. Again, it's just disrespect, right? Disrespect to the guy's face. Let's see if you stick around. Is the message there? All right, cool. I'm just gonna not. When women find out that I was the one liable to pay alimony in my divorce, many of them get upset and say it's unfair that I as the woman was on the hook for it. That's true. Equality. Right. Now, here's the thing. That girl made a mistake, right? Because, okay, women are hypergamous, right? So what that means is that they want a superior partner. So the reason why this girl divorced is because the man that she was with wasn't superior. But, I mean, she could divorce for any old reason, right? And then you're on the hook because most men make more money than most women. But even if you don't, even if you make less money, she's still going to get the kids. She can still turn them against you. And again, I'm going to quote Rollo Tomasi here. It's not that every woman will. It's that any woman can. That's the problem. The problem is that they give every girl a loaded weapon pointed at their husband that they can fire at any time. That's the problem. All right, let's do this fake Tinder profile here. Again, these ones are not real. You can just Google them. That's what I did. The point is that there's a lot to learn even from fake Tinder profiles. So this one is Jessica's 22. She's looking for someone who can beer bong tequila, won't make her do stuff in the, in the back door, and has a nice butt. So again, what are these girls talking about at 22? Oh, by the way, she's telling on herself with the won't make her do, you know what I'm talking about? When girls say this stuff, what it means is that she has been alpha widowed by a guy who has made her do that. And so now she doesn't want that for the next guy, but she'll always be thinking about the guy that did. You see? But again, where does she mention, I want a husband, I want a serious relationship, I want children, I want a family? Nowhere. It's just basically implications of sleeping around, using illicit substances, going to bars. Like, it's this kind of stuff. It's the stuff that, like, girls at this age, they seem to not understand that they should have different priorities. The reason why a girl ends up 35 alone with cats and boxed wine is because when she was 25, she was sleeping around. When she was 18, she was sleeping around. It's not the journey of self-discovery. How many sausages do you have to discover before you realize that you're just destroying yourself? All right.
Hey, my little tater tot. I thought your comment was cute, so I thought I'd reply to it. Thank you. Well, let me tell you about my 5'1" husband. Let me tell you why I love him so much. I was married before and had 4 babies, right?
Okay. I think I've already reacted to this one before. But anyway, the idea is this. The 5'1" guy is the guy the girl marries to save her from her poor decisions, right? He's the beta chump at the end of the rainbow, right? She literally was already married to Chad and had 4 kids with Chad. Now she's found a useful idiot because only a 5'1" man would choose to get married to a girl who has 4 kids. Because a 5'1" man, because of the way the female nature is literally invisible. This is Briffault's law. If no benefit can be gained from the man, then the relationship doesn't happen. So that's literally this story here. The guy was not useful to this girl until she was divorced with 4 children. Then she saw him as a viable option because she literally has no others. So again, men, if you are 5'1", and I'm so sorry if you are, you're going to need to work out extra hard. You're going to need to make extra money. The difference between a 5'1" man and a 6' man is $150,000 of salary. A girl finds a guy who's shorter than 6 feet, as attractive as a guy with 6 feet height, if he makes $150,000 salary per year. Okay? Keep that in mind.
And then we later divorced. And I was so heartbroken, I thought to myself, Lord, who's ever going to love me before kids? Nobody's going to want me. Because that's what my first husband used to tell me all the time. If I ever left, nobody would want me before kids. You know, so I was just broken and just so troubled. And then this man...
So she still left him despite having 4 children and her husband literally telling her the truth, which is that nobody will want you. And what he means is nobody of the same value as me will ever want you. Because true, a girl could always get another beta male, but she'll never be attracted to him. And that's the point, right? The girl will always be alpha widowed by you, right? So again, if you're a superior man, regardless of whether the girl leaves or not, so long as you haven't had children and haven't gotten married, you win. Because if you have gotten married and had children, what happens? She's going to get the kids, she's going to get alimony, she's going to get child support, she's going to get the support of the state, etc. And she could even turn all your friends against you. So that's in the West. So we're not out here getting married in 2022, guys. But, you know, if you haven't gotten married to a girl, no matter when the relationship ends or what the terms were, you still win. Because you've used more of her time than she's used of yours. Now, how could that be possible? Time flows the same for everybody. True, but women's prime fertility years are much shorter than men's. So if the girl spends 2 years with you, 3 years with you, 5 years with you, those are 5 years that she didn't use her prime fertility on another man. I mean, so long as she's genuinely attracted to you. And yes, if she's genuinely attractive as well, because otherwise you're kind of with a dud. But anyway, there you go. All right, we're going to move on to our article. How society polices women's clothing, no matter what we wear. Have you ever stood in front of your closet worried about what you're choosing to wear because you know no matter what you pick, someone will have an opinion about it? Yeah, that's called life. Everybody's judging everyone all the time. That's too revealing. You don't have any self-respect. That's too dowdy. Don't you have any self-esteem? In fact, I would much prefer the right one to the left one. You look too masculine. Wouldn't you rather be pretty? Agreed. That's too feminine. Don't you want to be taken seriously? I would never say that. I much prefer the feminine. Wearing more makeup would make you seem more professional. No. Nobody says that. In 2022, you get cancer, you get fired. You're wearing too much makeup and it's too bright, you look unprofessional. Again, nobody would say that either. Again, you'd get fired. You'd pass better and look nicer if you showed more cleavage. No, not in business, not in, like, again, it depends on the situation. Again, nobody says that, right? You get fired, you get cancelled. You're showing too much cleavage and it's distracting, cover up some more. Again, nobody says that. Although there are certain contexts where showing too much cleavage is inappropriate. You shouldn't show off so much of your body. Agreed. You should wear clothes that do more to flatter your shape. Agreed. You care too much about fashion. It makes you seem really vain and shallow. Nobody ever says that. Again, you'd get cancelled. You don't care enough about what's in style. It makes you look shabby. Agreed. Your hair is too short. It makes you look like a girl that likes other girls. No comment. Your hair is too long. You look like some kind of prairie wife. What do you mean? A girl's hair being long is nice and attractive, and I think people would actually say you have really nice hair. That's bullshit. I know you want to show off your personality, but isn't this outfit a bit too much? Agreed. I know your clothes are practical, but don't you find that look boring? Nobody says that. You'd get fired again. The implicit translation of all such criticisms is this and only this is what society finds attractive and acceptable, but isn't it great how far we've come and how many choices you have? This is not the only thing that society finds acceptable. This is a total lie. This is like 90% of these pictures with the descriptions, 90% of them are bullshit. So I don't know what to tell you. All right. We're going to end the video there. Again, guys, if you're new to the channel, liking the content, please hit the sub, hit all for notifications. If you agree or disagree with my commentary, that's what the comment box is for. And if you'd like to support me, I do have a Patreon with exclusive content. You can find it at patreon.com/theheliosblog. Just subscribe to any tier. Any support is appreciated. Seriously, guys. Again, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to watch my content. I really do appreciate it, especially if you got to the end of the video. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Please remember to do all of the following. Like the video for the algorithm. Comment on the video. I respond to all comments and I'll give you a heart. Subscribe and hit the bell so you can see my content on your feed. Check out all of my content on other platforms. It spreads the reach of the channel. YouTube, bit.ly/heliosyoutube. Rumble, bit.ly/heliosrumble. My blog is realheliosblog.com. My podcast, bit.ly/heliospodcast. My Patreon, patreon.com/theheliosblog. You can also support the show at bit.ly/heliosdonations and buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. Thank you so much for all of your support.